Hi friends, so glad to have you join me again. I am Tessa, I teach at our yoga space in Kelowna, BC, and I have a sweet 20-minute practice for you. So we're going to spend just a few moments to get set up, and there are options if you do not have yoga props that I will show you as an alternative. So just give me a moment to show you what we're going to set up in the way of props, and then you'll have a chance to do that, to pause me, to do that yourself. And if you don't have yoga props, hang tight, and I'm going to show you a variation on the wall if you have access to a wall. So if you have a yoga bolster, you're going to lengthen it away from you, and then use 1 or 2 blocks, one at its taller setting so we make a ramp. And then I put one just underneath so that the bolster doesn't hollow out quite so much, because we're going to put our legs on this and then our torso. So we do want this to have some support to it. If you have more props or a different creative way to set those up, use all the things that you need to. I also find doing this variation on the block, sometimes my legs want to fall off of it to the sides. So I have a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, a really great tool instead of this is just go and grab a belt off of one of your house coats and you'll tie it around your legs. If you do have a yoga strap, you can have that handy. I actually like this on the wall as well. So if you're in Viparita Karani, legs up the wall, this is a nice variation if you don't have the bolster. So I'll show you the wall variation if you don't have all the props to make this happen. So you're going to scooch up sideways to the wall. This is just so that we have minimal adjustments once we lie down. So you're going to lie down and spin your tailbone to the wall and scoot your bum as close to the wall as you can. You do have the option to elevate the hips a little bit, but this might be great. So if you find that the legs don't want to stay, just have your strap or house coat belt with you. So option legs up the wall or legs on the bolster. So I'm going to go back to the bolster, take a moment, pause me here, and get your space all set up. Okay, if you have your space ready to go, we're going to either align our tailbone towards the baseboard, legs up the wall, or scoot up to your bolster, to the ramp that you've made, and extend the legs over that ramp. And then recline yourself down and set your arms, shoulders, and head as comfortably as possible. You can send your right hand onto your stomach, the left hand over the side of your heart, and start to take a few long breaths in and out. If you feel the need to sigh, to clear your throat, and to just land comfortably here, please do all of that that helps you to be in your body and in this moment, here and now. We'll slowly bring our left leg a little bit more central and cross the right ankle over the left. Now, it might not feel like much of a change, but a restorative practice is very subtle. And every shape that we find ourselves in, we want to be able to hold comfortably for a considerable length of time. Anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes, if you feel like you can hold these postures that long, is really ideal. So if you feel like you're starting to drift away, we'll take a few breaths together. And if I go quiet, just know that we're still here, we're still in this practice. It's just opportunities for you to drop in. So let's take a few breaths together and then settle into a few moments of rest. We'll breathe in through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhaling through the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out of the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Together, one more. In for 5 and out for 5. Just keep breathing. An easy cadence that you can observe rising and falling in your body. Feeling your legs get heavier, your whole body received by the earth underneath you. Restorative practices can send us into a realm of deep, deep rest. They might potentially offer an opportunity for you to fall asleep. So we want to avoid falling into sleep. So when we practice, anytime we're on our mat and we're practicing mindful movement, maybe just mindful meditations, we want to find this balance between effort and ease, or sukha and sthira. In Sanskrit, it's almost like sugar and spice, effort and ease. But we want to find effort without any struggle and ease without any dullness. So if you notice the mind becoming dull, like it's falling asleep, come back to that count of 5 and count your breath in and out. Take 3 more breaths here. Your right ankle is still crossed over your left thigh. You're going to start to bend the right knee and bring the right foot towards the left inner thigh, making sure that your right foot and ankle are against the bolster. If you're doing this on the wall, then it's almost like a tree pose where your foot might slide close to the knee or close to the inner thigh. And just let the right knee fall away. If you feel like you need a little bit more in the way of support or balance underneath the body, feel free to put your foot on the floor and your knee can fall out to the side. The left leg will stay elevated, whether on the ramp or on the wall. Start to drop back into stillness and find your body resting deeply once more. Effortless effort. Let any action melt away from the body and put your attention on the breath. We'll take those 5-second breaths in and out. When you're ready, inhaling through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. One more. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. And continue to breathe. Perhaps there's even a muscle memory in the lungs that keep the cadence of your breath close to that 5-second count. Draw your mind back, noticing what's happening when nothing is really happening. Holding your attention on a gentle cadence of breath in and out 3 more times. If you are craving to stay here a little longer, please do. As you're ready, begin to pick the right knee up and lengthen the right leg out back to the wall or up the ramp of your bolster, both legs extended together. We'll take a deeper breath in through the nose and a sigh out of the mouth. Now we'll cross the left ankle over the right. Now, if you do find that you struggle to keep the legs together and they want to fall apart, you could tie your strap around your legs just to help hold them. Make sure that it is accessible to you to adjust if you are using your strap, so that when we change shapes, you don't have to lift your upper body away from the ground. And start to drop back in to your breath. Effort without struggling and ease without dullness. Restorative practices can be a really accessible way to practice different layers of mindfulness and observation. So when there is very little stimulating us, we have this opportunity, a greater opportunity, to observe and to be the witness to the experience. Our mind is the only part of us that can observe itself. So notice if you can observe the observer, the witness in you. If you can observe the observer, observing your experience, and take your mind into the layers of awareness that might start to become available when you slow down and get quiet. Take 3 more deep breaths. And the change will be subtle. The left ankle, which is crossed over top of the right, is going to start to slide down, bringing the sole of your left foot closer to your right knee or your right inner thigh. And if you feel that the bolster is not enough support under your foot and ankle, you can place your left foot to the floor. You might even tuck slightly underneath your bolster and just let the left knee fall wide. So it's sort of like a tree pose in a much more restorative way than if you were trying to balance. Allowing the leg that's bent to fall into this external rotation. Just take advantage of gravity as the knee falls away from you. Anytime we're in a supported or effortless inversion, it's a very quick way to shift our nervous system into a state of rest and reflect, into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite to the fight and flight and readiness that we might feel all day in states of anticipation. Let's take a few breaths together. That count of 5, starting with your inhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 5. Out for 5. In for 5. And out for 5. An easy, natural breath. Continue to observe. Observe the observer observing. Even when it feels like there's very little to notice. Peel back the layers. There is so much more expanse when you turn inward and look inward than when you seek outside yourself. If any one of these shapes you want to hold a little longer or repeat, feel free to go at your own pace. If you're here still with me, 3 more breaths. This time, sliding your right foot down to meet your left. So the soles of the feet will come together on the ramp of your bolsters or the support of the wall. I invite you to extend your arms wide with your palms up. Adjust your shoulder blades together so your chest feels open. Your chin slightly tucked towards your throat to elongate the back of your neck. A reclined, supported version of Baddha Konasana. If you feel too much pressure on your hips, especially if you are on the bolster and not on the wall, and you have extra support like pillows or blocks, you can always put those underneath your thighs or knees to take some of the pressure off. Again, we want effort without any struggle, ease without any dullness, and this shape should feel sustainable for an extended period of time. The breath technique that we've been repeating, the 5-second count in and 5-second count out, is a breath that the HeartMath Institute says aligns us with the frequency and the vibration of the heart. It is the strongest frequency in the body. It's more powerful than anything else, and it can expand up to 10 feet around us. So allowing the body to feel a sense of openness, of curiosity. And as we breathe those breaths together again, can you breathe those breaths wider into your heart space, feeling the chest rising and falling deeply? We'll start with the inhale together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Together, one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in, right through your heart space, and out with a sigh. Now you are more than welcome to stay where you are. If you've had your legs elevated up the wall, you might notice a bit of pins and needles, like your feet have fallen asleep a little bit. If you do feel really restorative still against your bolster, feel free to not change a thing. If you'd like one change for our final posture together, start to slide your hands down to your legs and just help guide your knees up through center. Your feet can be flat on the wall or flat on your bolster. Let the body adjust very slowly and draw your knees in towards your chest. Progressively squeezing them in a little tighter. If you need to give your toes a little wiggle or your ankles a bit of a rotation, include that. We're not going to make much of a move. If you are against the wall, I would suggest sliding away from the wall and lying flat on the floor with your palms out, arms and legs wide like a bit of a starfish. If you have the bolster, we're going to repurpose this ramp for supported fish. So rolling to one side and lifting up slowly so you don't get dizzy, and then spinning around so that your spine can go up the length of the bolster. So you'll get the bolster close to the low back, making sure that your bum and legs are secure on the floor. And then recline the length of your back all the way to the base of your skull to your bolster. If you prefer to lower the ramp down, you can take even the bolster flat on the floor so there's less of an incline. Arms and legs heavy and relaxed. Ideally, the elbows are resting, so you don't feel like the arms are hanging or suspended in any way. Take a nice full breath in and long breath out. Please remain as you are as long as you can, noticing what's happening, observing without the need to act or change. Just be a little longer. As I leave you here, I extend my gratitude and admiration for you, setting time aside for yourself to rest deeply. Please stay, and when you do choose to transition from this shape into the rest of your day or night, go slowly, move gently, and keep that curious observation of what's happening while it's happening. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today, to get on your mat and do something for yourself. The light in me honors the light in you, the same light that's in every being, every single one of us. Namaste.